And today's respected FIE faculty professor and of Indian Institute of Civil Engineering, Usmania University, and engineer B. Secretary, Professor Dr. Ramana Naik, immediate past chairman, Joint Honorary Secretary, Dr. Engineer T. Venkatesham, Ram Reddy Garu, Dr. I.S.N. Raju Garu, and other dignitaries of the screen and on the screen. And today I feel it is a great privilege gathering, a virtual gathering. Is a chief guest, Dr. M. Velan and Dr. Shish.
Straight money. Right, at the right distance, both of that local electric full. Sorry.
Yeah, please mute your this thing. Ratan, mute. They celebrated annually on April 22nd to spread awareness about environmental protection and knowledge, acknowledge the global climate crisis. Earth Day was founded in 19. Senator Ellen Nelson and more than a billion people and etc. By taking part in planting trees, we are making our world. So with every passing day, the climate is getting worse. Mother Nature. This year, the theme for the Earth Day 2023 is invest in our planet way and implementing in an equitable manner. This day is celebrated to make people aware of how we can the advantage in saving the earth from missions are happening. We know the nature things present on the earth like wind, water, trees, plants, and all of the together make our environment, and all the things put together environment. And it is our bounded duty below the earth for our help. Shashikant Kulkarni,
not audible clearly
in our planet.
Sir, మీ వాయిస్ కట్ అయిపోతుంది బాగా బ్రహ్మారెడ్డి సార్.
నెట్ ప్రాబ్లం.
వాయిస్ చాలా కట్ అయిపోతుంది. there is some problem అనుకుంటా. వెంకటరత్నం గారు ఒకసారి చూడండి, వాయిస్ చాలా కట్.
అంటే కనెక్షన్ తక్కువ.
నెట్ ప్రాబ్లం. నెట్ వీక్
వీక్ ఉంది, నెట్ వీక్ ఉంది. కరెక్ట్.
సార్ అన్మ్యూట్ చేసుకోండి సార్ చైర్మన్ గారు.
ఇప్పుడు వస్తుంది చూడండి. మ్యూట్ లో ఉన్నారు.
హలో, వినపడుతుందా?
ఆ,
Okay. On behalf of the Telangana State Center and on my own behalf, I once again welcome the chief guest, Dr. Velan, and today's respected speaker, Dr. Shashikant Kulkarni, professor of OU College of Engineering, Department of Civil Engineering, and all of you to this World Earth Day. And I'm sure they will be delivering an excellent talk, which everybody will be enjoying at the end of and appreciate their talk. And thank you one and all. Now I request our convener of the event, Engineer Prashant, to kindly take over and introduce Dr. Shashikant Kulkarni, the professor, before it starts his talk. Over to Mr. Prashant.
sir, very good evening to one and all. First of all, happy Earth Day, World Earth Day, sir. It's my kind privilege to introduce today's distinguished speaker, Professor Dr. Shashikant, sir. I would like to have a small brief about Dr. Shashikant Kulkarni, sir. Dr. Shashikant Kulkarni garu is professor in Osmania University College of Engineering, Civil Department. He completed his PhD in Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay. Dr. Shashikant has been working in the Department of Civil Engineering in UCE-OU since 2007. Kulkarni obtained his PhD from prestigious IIT Mumbai in the field of impacts of climate change in regional projections of rainfall. His research areas include statistical downscaling for climate change impact assessment studies, soft computing applications, GIS applications, modeling of hydrological systems, water network modeling, uncertainty analysis. Dr. Kulkarni has completed 2 research projects fully funded by UGC and TechWib. He is presently working jointly with sponsorship research project with Dr. Nagaraj S. Patel from BTU, Belgavi, with the tune of 30 lakhs on impact of climate change on sub-basins of Krishna River. Kulkarni supervised 15 ME dissertations and 15 BTech projects. Dr. Shashikant has published more than 30 papers, out of which 10 were published in peer-reviewed journals of good repute such as Climate Dynamics, Journal of Hydrology, Atmosphere Science Letter, International Journal of Climatology, etc. 2 chapters in edited books, almost 20 papers in conference proceedings. He is the reviewer of some journals. He is actively involved in consultancy projects of Mission Bhagirath works of Government of Telangana for the districts of Rangareddy, Adilabad, Nirmal, Nalgonda, etc. Consultancy mainly consists of vetting of hydraulic design of pipe networks, both primary, secondary networks, and surge analysis. Some of the key assignments are administrative responsibilities that are given to Dr. Professor Kulkarni Shashikant, sir, is Public Relations Officer, UCE-OU, actively involved in preparation of National Institution of Ranking Framework report submitted to MHRD, Government of Telangana, Government of India, member of committee constituted by JNTU for surprise visits to various engineering colleges affiliated JNTH from March, April 2017. member of expert committee to examine the objections of questions and keys for APPSC AW examination 2017, observer for state level competitive examinations like MSET, ESET, TS Genco, NPDCL, SPDCL, and prestigious competitive exams. Departmental committee of Department of Civil Engineering, University College of Engineering, acted as General Secretary to Quality Improvement Program Forum at IIT Bombay during August 2012 to July 2013. He has also worked as lab in charge for FM and EE laboratories, and he is actively involved in conducting of various conferences, seminars, workshops in the department. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving the opportunity. Over to the speaker.
Thank you, sir. Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you to one and all. Respected Institute of Engineering Chairperson, Dr. Brahma Reddy Garu, and Prashant Chaudhary Garu, Venkatesham Garu, Venkaratnam Garu, Professor Dr. Ramana Nayak Garu, Muhammad Hussain Garu, and all the distinguished members who actually, invitees for this today's today's guest lecture on the occasion of World Earth Day. First of all, many greetings to all of us that we are celebrating every year on April 22nd, World Earth Day. In fact, every year we celebrate World Earth Day with an intention that we'll try our level best to in fact save our Mother Earth and make it fit for the next generation to come. We have a lot of responsibilities now at present to take care about our Mother Earth. You know, we are facing a lot of challenges at present now with the climate change looming large, and it is taking vital resources of our entire world now. So therefore now we have to really conserve our limited resources. And now look, India has become the world's populous country now. We have just surpassed China. So we have surpassed China. So now therefore population is high, and now we have to meet the challenges of providing basic amenities like food, water, and also roti kapda makan, in a sense, including housing requirement. And every year, you know, we are building our infrastructure and our earth is getting shrinking. So therefore, under these challenges, what we can do and what we can really protect. Now, next couple of decades are very are really very challenging in terms of protecting our environment, and our earth is also very important. You know, recently, let me just hope 1 minute. Yeah. Sir, I'm shared something. Can you see it, sir? My presentation.
Yeah, it is visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Screen.
yeah.
So visible. Go ahead.
Sir,
Yes.
my topic of today's discussion is understanding climate for a sustainable future. This is the topic I've taken. So just a small introduction. What is World Earth Day? Understanding the climate using climate models, modeling techniques, conclusions, and future directions. If you look at now, I heard recently that United Nations is actually polluting the environment like no other country does. In fact, the state of California, the fossil fuel usage in the state of California is equal to the total fossil fuel we use in India. So just imagine how much the United Nations is using the petrol products for their lifestyle. So therefore, current lifestyles are really not at all unsustainable. So in most of the countries, especially in US, and US is a major contributor to the world's global emissions, and so that has to be reduced. Demand for natural resources is very high, and resource extraction is tripled since 1970, and it stood at 40% 45% increase in fossil fuel. That means the demand for petroleum products have increased like anything since 1970. If you look at our world urbanization, and at the especially US has started massively major urbanization took place from the year 1970. America took a decision that all the major cities, I mean, good number of cities, they have gone for total urbanization since 1970. So most of these cities, they've actually extracted the natural resources more than 45%. To preserve a livable climate, a greenhouse gas emission must be reduced half by 2030 and to net zero by 2050. If you look at recently, United Nations took a decision by the end of 2100, the temperature should not be increased to 1.5 degrees centigrade by, I mean, when compared to pre-industrial times. That means we have started industrialization from the year 1870. Now, if you go to 2100, the increase in temperature should not be more than 1.5 degrees centigrade. If it increases more than 1.5 degrees centigrade, everything becomes unsustainable. We don't know whether agricultural production will go down. We don't know how does rainfall will increase or how the rainfall pattern will increase or decrease. We don't know how does floods will increase. We don't know how does our drought situation would be in future. So we are really in a very critical situation now. So therefore now, if you want to make our climate livable, so we have to satisfy, I mean, we have to do a lot of sacrifices. So we have to do a lot of sacrifices. So we'll get to know what are those sacrifices we need to make it more livable world. We make hundreds of and thousands of decisions during our lives. In fact, our lifestyles are responsible for an estimated 2/3 of global emission. So we are looking at now, if you look at carbon dioxide emission in the atmosphere, now we already crossed 400 ppm. And if we continue our developmental activities like that, by the end of 2100, we may really double it. So it goes to 800 ppm. And 800 ppm of carbon dioxide increase in the atmosphere, and indirectly if I calculate what will be the temperature rise, definitely it will be 3 to 4 degree 3 to 4 degrees centigrade of hike in temperature is expected. And let's say as COP have decided the temperature should not go by 1.5 degrees centigrade, if we increase 3 to 4 degrees, so really we are really crossing a dangerous situation. And we know world's wealthiest countries like United Nations or G7 countries, they have got more moral responsibilities in reducing the emissions. They have to really change their lifestyle. When I visited last time, I mean, just 5-6 years back to San Francisco, California, I really amazed to see their lifestyles. Nobody is ready to change their lifestyle. If you go to US, how those people are, they have very, I mean, they feel that they're the world's richest country. They think they can do everything or they can spoil everything. They say that the ordinary citizen whom we have interacted, they said that they don't want to change their lifestyle, including the government of United States say that we don't want to change their lifestyle. We will continue. Only the other third world countries or the poor countries, they have to change their lifestyle. What they are saying is, for the amount of carbon dioxide that they are increasing, they are going to give you the money, or what they are doing is they are buying the carbon credits. In a sense, for example, India is entitled to increase the carbon dioxide content in the atmosphere by around 20%. We are now only half, we are only 10% only. We are releasing at present. Still, we have 10% increase in carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So what these US people and G7 countries, they are going is, they are going to African countries. They are telling, don't do any sort of industrialization. Don't go for urbanization. We will compensate you. We'll give you the money. so that you don't produce extra, I mean, carbon dioxide content. So we will live like that. So in that way, they are trying to manage the poor countries. So therefore, this is the most serious concern that we need to have it. So now, so therefore, this is, and also we wanted to change the technological development so that we try to reduce the consumption, or I mean, we want to reduce the global greenhouse gas emissions by 40 to 70% by 2050. We wanted to really bring more technological improvements if it is possible. That's what we are trying to do. And also we know that electricity drives our lifestyle. For everything we depend on electricity now. So for ACs, for anything you look, so we are, I know, fossil fuel, we are also using for our transportation sector. So in fact, that is a major contributor for our environmental degradation. Now switching to renewable energy sources is a very good option, so that like solar, wind, hydroelectric power, anyway we are using to a maximum extent now. If we can switch to solar and wind power, maybe less pollution, maybe probably we will reduce the energy, I mean global energy, what is that, pollution, we can reduce it. So we need to really adopt greener energy options. So therefore now, by, if you can use it, if you can switch over to these greener technologies, maybe more jobs are expected, so that our youth also will be benefited. So this is one thinking we can do it. Now another major contributor is transport sector. If you look at, that's what a small example I gave. In United Nations, the the state of California alone uses the amount of petroleum products equal to the total our Indian petrol, whatever we are consuming. Just imagine India with 140 crore population, I mean nearly to that extent. If you look at United Nations, sorry, US population is 1/3 of India. They are only 30 crores. So with 30 crores, they are, I mean, using total amount of petroleum what total Indians are using. So therefore, if you go to US, you won't get any public transport systems. I mean, they have only in a major cities like San Francisco, maybe Washington, but other major cities, they don't have any public transport system. Everybody have their own individual vehicular transportation system. So therefore, this is the major reason. So now they have to think about this public transport system or carpooling system, so that they can reduce the greenhouse gas emissions, and probably we can save our world environment to a certain extent. And in fact, this is the needed hour. And there's a good idea now switching over to electric car. Further, we can reduce emissions. Battery operated, sometimes battery electric. Both hybrid modes of vehicles can also be used, so that 60 billion tons of CO2 could be saved between now and 2050. Now the time has come to really go for new technological innovations. We must really thank our scientists and engineers for producing newer technologies. Now we need to really make it better utilization of these techniques, so that we can save our Mother Earth, which is very, very important now. And another important source of problem is food. So now if you look at now in India also, we have started wasting the food. So food, you can ask me a question, what is the relation of food waste with respect to emissions? If you look at, sir, food is generated, the food we are producing, the irrigation water that we are using for our crop production. And if you know irrigation, I mean, the crop production takes a lot of irrigation water. So therefore, by reducing food waste, you can save money, reduce emissions, and help preserve resources for future generations. Shifting to healthy diets that include sustainability considerations can contribute to reductions in environmental impact on land, energy, and water use. So that now, if we can really shift to such crops or such water use technologies, where if you can use lesser water for crops, that could be a great idea, and probably we can save water and for a healthier and sustainable future. And every year on an estimated 11.2 billion tons of solid waste. If you look at our environmental solid waste, we are generating 11.2 billion tons of solid waste is collected worldwide. And decay of the organic proportion of the solid waste is contributing 5% of global greenhouse gas emissions. So where waste cannot be avoided, recycling leads to substantial resource savings. For every ton of paper recycled, 17 trees and 50% of water can be saved. So therefore now triple R, reduce, recycle, this should be the way we have to manage our resources. So every time now we cannot depend on the other technology. So therefore recycling is a better option. And recycling also creates major jobs in the industry. So therefore now the major countries like Brazil, China, United States, they're only just doing 12 million only recycling is done, whereas remaining no almost 80% still it is not being done. Only 9, and another major polluter is plastic. So plastic waste is increasing like anything, but I'm still don't know how plastic is being recycled, how it is being properly utilized is a big question. Although I am recently I'm being appointed as the member Telangana State Pollution Control Board. We are encouraging all private parties to go for these plastic recycling. We are encouraging them in our Telangana. We want the first state in the country to have a recycling plants on a bigger scale. We are educating them. Hope in about 5 to 10 years, if we continue better options like this, or better incentives to these industries, so that we will be the first state in the world to going in for a recycling on a larger scale. If you just look at, only 12% has been 12% has been incinerated, while the rest 79% has accumulated in landfills, dumps, or in the natural environment. Plastic will not be decayed. So whatever plastic is produced, it is going to be remaining minimum for 1,000 years. So there is no recycling. Only we can do recycling, but decaying is not happening. So therefore, we need to really go on a large scale plastic recycle, and a new kind of plastic should be invented where it is naturally should be dissolved in our life system. So reducing plastic waste, very, very important. It is in fact the biggest polluter of our environment. So hope these are the important points to be undertaken. And another thing is, water is a precious resource. Less than 3% of the world's water is fresh, and of which 2.5% is frozen in the Antarctica, Arctic, and glaciers. And humans are misusing and polluting water faster than nature can recycle and purify water in rivers and lakes. Just look at now, thanks to Telangana government now, in fact, I was the one of the member for we did a lot of consultancy for our Telangana is massively now investing in what do you call that STPs. Thank you, STPs. So sewage treatment plants in Telangana, we are investing now. Thanks to Telangana government now, hope the water will be properly treated, and they will be sending into major rivers so that it will not be polluted. So therefore now, if we can really take out these measures, probably we can make our earth more livable. If you look at recently United Nations climate report, they have suggested, in fact, I'm part of I did my PhD in the climate change. So there are multiple reports or multiple feasible effective options are available for us to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Please remember, we have not lost any hope at all. We have a lot of options in terms of feasible solutions, effective solutions for greenhouse gas reduction, and we need to adopt those technologies, and we have to really mitigate this climate change, and they're available. And if you read IPCC report, so therefore IPCC report gives you a lot of options where how to really mitigate the climate and make it livable on a sustainable basis. Is all the draft reports are given. I think one can go to that. If you look at recently, United Nations has given 17 sustainable developmental goals. They are very important.
Sir,
17.
Kulkarni sir, kindly
Sir.
you have to restrict to 30 minutes, sir.
Okay, sir. So now only 5 minutes left, I think, sir.
Thank you. No, you can take another 10 minutes.
Okay, sir. Yeah. So now United Nations have given 17 sustainable development goals. They are very important to make our earth on a sustainable. You know, sustainable means making or self-sufficiency, or making our own system to live on their own. So for that, they say that these goals are very important. I'll read out. Goal 1 talks about no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation, infrastructure, reduce inequalities, sustainable cities, communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water, life and land, peace, justice, partnership. So these are some sustainable goals. Now all countries are now, they are taking some actions now, but we want credible action, action, so that we can reduce and make it our earth more livable. And that's what these United Nations goals do talk about. And hope the agenda is, in 2015 General Assembly, United Nations have adopted these sustainable goals. They are expected that by the year 2013, that means by the end of 2030, about 8 years now, these sustainable goals will be met, and so that no one is left behind, everybody is taken into developmental activities and to make it a more sustainable. It is talks about is basically the agenda of World Earth Day is to make aware our responsibilities, to make aware that we have to do something to the earth also. It is not that we can just spoil it. So at least it's not spoiling. If you cannot really do anything at all, but at least don't spoil it. That is what I wanted to advocate. If you are not able to protect, at least don't damage it. So you are damaging more than what you can actually get it back. So raise awareness about these World Earth Day celebrations, promote an active dialogue among stakeholders with a view to create a better world, establish ongoing resources, web resource on each SDG and disability. So we want to make it a better place to live and make it a more sustainable, probably by reducing the consumptions, or reducing or changing our lifestyle, so that you make it more sustainable. Recently, we did one work with my student. I want to present, just I'll take 5 minutes time, sir. So we did a one work with my MTech student using the climate model projections. As I said earlier, what would be the temperature at the end of 2100 in India? That is the work we have taken up. That is temperature projections of India for 21st century using climate model. So I said, among all climate variables, rainfall and temperature are very, very important for sustainability. I have taken temperature is one parameter for measuring what will be the temperature in future. A small study we have conducted. As I said earlier, we have to download the climate data. So therefore, we have downloaded the climate data. What would be the future? There are some ready-made climate models are available. So I have downloaded the data. And recently, BITS Pilani also, they have projected what will be the temperature based on the same methodology. They have used different models. I have used different models, but approach is same. So I have used some quantile remapping method in a such statistical method I've used. I have projected temperature from 2010 to 2100 with a 30-year time period I've taken. So in a climate system, sir, what we do is first we have to download the data and how the climate model is doing. I am trying to match with the IMD data. If you are matching with the IMD data means your climate model is doing good. And the same thing I'm going to extrapolate for next for future. Normally this is what we do. And these are the climate model data I've taken. I have taken from Australian country, Norwegian climate center data, Japan data I've taken, Paris data I've taken, Japan, like that. These 10 climate data I've taken, including Korea, Europe, all these data I've taken, and I've established a model. This is a methodology. I'm not going to discuss about methodology. I'm going to show you only the results. So this is the, even I won't discuss what is a bias correction. I'll just go with you. Yeah, I want to show you the results. Sir, if you can see, this is the observed data. This is the average data, temperature data, maximum data, minimum data given by IMD. So these are the GCM data. Later on, after doing some mathematical analysis, I am trying to match with the data. If I see on the right side, the difference is coming out to be very less, but there are some differences at some locations. But overall, the bias corrected data is able to match with the observed data. Just look at now, for example, here, red data is there, red is there. But this is called color map of the data. By looking at the color map, we can compare how it is. It is not doing well in Jammu Kashmir, and at majority of the locations, the difference is within manageable. So anyway, don't consider this raw GCM data. Raw GCM data contains lot of errors. I have removed those errors using some mathematical operations. I got it. After that, this is the difference in percentage error diagram I've shown. Sir, if you look at now percentage, the percentage error is around 2.5%. Normally, in any hydrological processes, if the difference of percentage is less than 10%, it is acceptable. So in most of the locations, the difference is only less than 10%. That means models are doing well for historical period. Average data, maximum temperature data, minimum temperature data. Sir, I would like to remind you, when we were kids, we used to feel during the winter season some coldness we used to find. Nowadays, if you see the coldness in the months of December, January, we are not feeling that much of cold what we used to do during our childhood days. Maybe the fact that the minimum temperature in India has increased a bit. I hope most of you agree. Similarly, maximum temperature data may not have significantly changed. Please remember, nowadays now we are almost entered into summer region or summer time period. Now definitely temperature are now going to shoot up in the coming month, and especially in the May. Of course, in April we have because of intermittent rainfall, we didn't feel that much of heat now. Heat waves we have not found out that much in India. But now I'm thinking in next month, definitely heat waves are going to do. And if you look at the maximum temperature has not significantly changed much from the earlier historical period, but minimum temperature has gone up everywhere in India. This is what we got. I'd like to show you, sir. This is for future. 1 minute. Yeah. This is the future temperature. This is a raw. I'm talking about future, and in the future, I'm thinking that average temperature is slightly improved. Has increased. Maximum at few locations that has increased, but minimum, I'm sure from the third figures, all on the vertical side, they show that they have increased. Minimum temperature has gone up in India This is the major conclusions we have drawn. And if just look at now, sir, 2011 to 2040, 41 to 70, 71 to 2100. So this is the average temperature. Just look, sir, average temperature is also slowly increasing as time is increasing in the horizontal direction. If you look in the vertical direction, sir, average temperature, maximum temperature, minimum temperature. So minimum temp all along the x direction, all along the x direction, all along the y direction, there are increasing temperature. Significantly, maximum temperature from our case study, we found that it is not increasing that much. So this is a major conclusion. But if you look at some of the locations, I'll read out, I'll find out my conclusions here. We found that at some of the locations, the temperature rise at a regional level gone up to 5 degrees centigrade. See, I said, sir, that according to COP, the maximum temperature should not be more than 1.5. But in some of the locations, temperatures we find has gone up by 5 degrees centigrade. Because I'm talking about on an average 30-year period. So if this trend continues, so definitely at the regional level or maybe at some states, we find the temperature rise may be around 5 degrees centigrade is quite possible, not on the global scale, but at the local scale, there is a rise in temperature is expected. All the models suggest that there is increase in temperature. Minimum temperature has gone up and average temperature is likely to increase, but maximum temperature more or less from these models, they indicate same. So this is one study we have done, sir. So thank you, sir. Thank you for this opportunity. I think I've taken half an hour time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Shishikant Kulkarni garu. Excellent presentation and lot of information for and also to follow. It is not that just we take information because it's a survival for day to day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
As you said, even we are now facing the heat in the summer now in Hyderabad also touching 38, 39. I think every year it is maybe half degree to 1 degree is going up. And as you said, if it goes like 5 degrees, I think the survival of the entire human or even any lives will be very difficult. Thank you for excellent presentation on the content, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. May I request our convener of the event, Engineer Prashant, to kindly introduce the chief guest, Dr. M. Velan. Velan, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Yeah. Prashant. Prashant?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, please introduce Velan, sir.
Yeah, that's right. This is my time. Was the NLC with NL India Limited with 4 decades of industrial experience in state and power generation and implemented clean energy systems. Area of expertise state impact assessment, environmental control, environmental inspection of industry, research and development, identified use of copper, carbon capture utilization and storage and modeling wastewater treatment modeling. Sir, 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 ఇది కొంచెం డిస్టర్బెన్స్ వస్తుంది సార్ ఒకసారి
Everybody is muted. You go ahead.
Okay, sir. Carbon capture, utilization, and storage and climate change study, air, water and quality monitoring and modeling wastewater treatments, risk assessment, models air pollution control, design green belt, solid waste management, disposal of hazardous waste to health, environmental product design, environmental laws, reclamation of mined out area and energy conservation measures. Expert member of task force and SNT, Science and Technology Department, Government of India, carbon capture utilization and storage, CCUS, and 5-year plan document preparation on coal of Ministry of Coal, etc. Resource is a key resource person of Gel Mission, Government of India on water quality monitoring, organized number of training programs on EIA, environmental impact assessment, and related fields at Puducherry University, Central University, NILCL for working professionals. Doctoral committee member, Vellore Institute of Technology, NIT Calicut, NIT Tirchi, and Pondicherry Central University. Published more than 50 technical articles in reputed journals and seminars and workshops. Contributed in publishing 2 environmental related books, guided 2 PhDs and 21 MTech in energy or environment engineering from reputed institutions like NIT Calicut, Puducherry University. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Over to the speaker, Velan, sir.
Thank you, Prasant ji. Most respected Brahma Reddy Garu, Chairman, Telangana State Center, Professor Kulkarni Shashikant from Osmania University, Professor Ramana Naik, and other distinguished members. It is my pleasure to join on this World Earth Day, which is celebrated world over in a grand manner. So, few ideas I will put forth. Already, Professor Shashikant has dealt with the 3R principle and waste reduction, plastic removal, and how is the global climate will be in future. So he has covered part of my lecture. Leaving that, I will tell you what are the major issues Mother Earth is facing, because she is the only one mother for all of us. So we are depending on her. How is her health condition? Is she healthy? Is she sick? I will explain by means of some of the scientific findings we have noted and suggest ways and means how to make her healthy, how to invest in the nature for our better future. So this is my objective of this lecture. Let me share the screen and explain through PowerPoint presentation. And I thank the chairman for giving me an opportunity to speak on this occasion. Is the screen visible, sir? Is the screen visible?
Yeah, very much visible, sir. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Happy World Earth Day to all of the TSC members, the committee members, the chairman, and the other council members and other things. So it is my pleasure to share some details on how to invest in the nature for a better future. In 2009, how this World Earth Day has come, small introduction I give. In 2009, the United Nations General Assembly proclaimed 22nd April as the International Mother Earth Day. In so doing, member states acknowledge that the Earth and its ecosystems are our common home, and they express their conviction that it is necessary to promote harmony with nature in order to achieve an ecological balance among the economic, social, environmental, ecological needs of the present and the future generations. That was the aim of the United General Assembly proclaiming 22nd April as the International Mother Earth Day. That is what we are celebrating as the Earth Day on every year. So our planet, what is it? Is what we have in common. It has a verdant valleys. See, such a beautiful planet we have, Mother Earth. It has verdant valleys, lush green lands, huge water bodies, and even snow-capped mountains. It is our mother, and it has been supporting generations of life on this beautiful planet. If this planet is not there, our survival will not be there, because it provides everything, whatever for the life sustaining on this earth. The earth provides resources. What are the resources? The world's first and foremost medicine, water. It gives soil that helps plants to grow, and most importantly, air, oxygen for our living. So this is the Mother Earth. So how she is donating us We are only receivers. So in response, we should protect her, then only we can survive. We depend on these resources for our survival. However, we do not bother to protect our resources, and we are going on exploiting it in an unlimited way, in an unsustainable way. So we must realize that the resources are limited. The water or the land, they are limited. They are blessings for us, and we should not forget that. We cannot imagine all life without these resources, either without water or soil. So that soon it will become a barren land if we do not save the earth now. So we have to take interest how to protect the mother earth. Let me see. The nature, the unselfish donor, what are he is giving? Trees provide air, oxygen. They provide habitats for millions of flora and fauna. By providing homes to animals, it reflects heaven on earth. It gives assurance for a better tomorrow. They also provide innumerable products like honey, timber. They convert the dark, gloomy, barren lands into lush, fertile green plains and forests. They protect us from the harmful sun's rays. Trees also regulate the climate by bringing rain and providing shade. They take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. Professor Sasikanta has already dealt climate models, which connects the rainfall, the temperature, and the CO2 level, everything. This keeps a check on the greenhouse gas emission. These trees make a check on the green. They are the pollution control devices for as far as greenhouse gas is concerned. Ultimately, they protect the warming of the earth. More and more trees you plant, more and more CO2 they will sequester, and you will have, there will be a good thing, and the temperature rise we can control. At the same time, the oxygen they provide support all forms of life. So we must realize that these life-giving beings are what we are increasingly depleting, and we are thus destroying our planet. So this aspect we have to consider. They are lifesavers for us, so we should not kill them. So our actions are greatly spoiling Mother Earth. See, overpopulation, overconsumption, unsustainable production, consumption, all these are spoiling our Mother Earth. Uncontrolled actions. We never bother about Mother Earth, though she is giving all these things. We are becoming selfish day by day and are utilizing the Earth's resources at a rapid rate. We are cutting down trees, polluting the environment, and harming the planet beyond imagination. Every 3 seconds, we are cutting trees size of a playground. See, the ecological loss that how much we are using is innumerable. So trees are the lungs of the earth, and just like, so if you cut the trees, you are cutting the lungs of the earth. So that acts that we have to see, and you have to protect these trees, everything. So the destruction of the ecosystem. In the past half century, humankind has altered ecosystem. Ecosystem means the environment and its surrounding. And other natural capital more quickly and dramatically than any comparable time frame. Skyrocketing demand for timber, fresh water, food, fiber, and fuel has resulted in an irreversible loss of great portion of the Earth's biodiversity on which all life depends. For example, the orangutan in Indonesia is a primitive of the human being. Only 2,000 is present now. So much because of the forest decay, everything they have destroyed. Nearly millions of plants and animals every year, every decade we are losing. So it's a very deplorable thing. For example, for every 3 cans, a forest of the size of a football field is felled, and the total yearly forest loss averages some 13 million hectares a year. With the economic value of these tropical forests is around $6,120 per acre. This is truly a staggering loss on many levels. So 30 million hectares a year, a very big loss. In the revenue loss, you find the services, the ecological services they provide, like water or fur, or timber, all these things if you consider, it is around around $6,000 per acre. If you multiply it for 30 million hectares, it is so there's thousands and thousands of millions of dollars we are wasting. So indeed, while the exploitation of ecosystem has increased the human well-being, the impact of their unsustainable use in taking an extraordinary high toll. Ecosystem service may be devastated to such a degree that in a growing number of cases, they may collapse and never recover unless immediate action is taken to reverse the losses and restore as many as possible. So actually, nature is a little bit elastic only. So if you sustainable way, if you are exploiting, no problem. But you exploit it in an unsustainable way, then it is very difficult to bring back. It will be only a barren land. So life will be totally lost. This is what happened in Ethiopia and other things. unsustainable harvesting and other cultivation practices, everything, they spoil the entire thing. So we have, Earth is the only planet which can sustain our life. We do not have alternate planet. We don't have an alternative place to go. Suppose Chennai is hot means I can go to Hyderabad. That is not there. The planet is only one. We have to protect it. After the Earth has given us so much, at least we can do is to take care of Earth. This is for our good, for our selfishness, not for the Earth's thing. Ultimately, we will die. If we don't take care of the Earth, we don't take corrective measures now itself, at the end, nobody can save us. So hence, we all must come together to this cause and invest more for a green world or a green economy. So green economy is the more and more is required. Depending on the fossil fuels, create more problems. So we have to concentrate only on the renewable side of the energy. So we must have a green economy. Everything based on land we must have. All the synthetic products which gives a lot of harmful chemicals, everything we must avoid. So our life, we must go back to our ancestral way of living. All eco-friendly house, eco-friendly food. So that only will improve our health and also protect the Mother Earth. We must invest in it to protect our mother and restore her former glory and to protect our well-being. How to protect our Mother Earth by investing in it? Progress is impossible without changes. Change is required. But how much change you have to do? See, it is more important in determining the future than the last 10,000 years. The responsibility to protect our Mother Earth starts from a personal level. Simple decisions to reduce water usage or electricity usage or transportation, all these things going to bring a drastic change. So with simple decisions we have to take. We must reduce the water usage, current consumption, transportation, fuel use, everything. Go in a public transport. These things only, in these things only we have to invest. For example, water usage. Not only water usage, water conservation, how you can do it, how you can construct check dams, how you can reduce the wastage of rainwater. So these are all simple things, but we should have a perspective plan, and accordingly, every region we should have a perspective plan and implement it. We must stop cutting trees and instead start planting them. This will help renew the lungs of the earth and will thus enable a prospective future. It will also reduce the warming of the earth and will ensure a suitable climate for living. We must save water, an essential resource. We must stop polluting our environment by building more factories, throwing garbage in oceans, etc. This pollution is harming our flora and fauna. The plastic is a big menace. They see everything, millions, thousands of tons of plastic waste is being removed. All these things affect the ecosystem in the sea. So this we have to avoid. So how is it possible that the most intellectual creature, that is human being, they are not protecting the Mother Earth? Simply, she is a living organism. She has got sense and feeling. So we must love, honor, and respect her. We must always remember that the earth doesn't belong to man, but man belongs to the earth. We must not be selfish, and we must use the resources by only the amount we need. Wastage you have to reduce. Minimum you have to consume. We must create a world where the environment doesn't need protecting it. It should go in a sustainable way. That is what is required, I think. So what are the problems Mother Earth is facing? These are the problems. Some of them have been dealt by my previous speaker. Global warming, loss of biodiversity, cyclones and floods, cloud burst, plastic menace, desertification, ocean pollution. So these are all the eyesores on Mother Earth. So how we can solve them? We can create environmental awareness among the public regarding what are the negative effects, how the future is going to be. We don't hear the signals what the Mother Earth is giving. For example, the rise of sea level or the increasing temperature. One day it will be too late to correct these mistakes, and we will be trapped in some sort of big episode. And the use of renewable energy increasing. Government is giving a lot of incentives. In the present Indian government has boosted like anything the renewable energy. Even the company where I was working, I started with a 10 megawatt solar and 50 megawatt wind. Now I have reached around 1,500 megawatts of solar, and wind also we are further adding. So like that, every public sector or private sector or the home, we must use the renewable source of energy, which reduces the carbon emission, everything. And then reduce, reuse, recycle, and recover. These are three, instead of three, or we can add recover also. So how I will explain these things. then conservation of water, tree plantation, gardening, and food security, especially the forgotten millets, everything we have to produce now. So it should be a circular economy. It should start from the food and then go back again, reach this. So food security is a very important thing. Rather than growing crops which require more water, more manure, everything. You should have these millets, everything, which is very much required nowadays. And next, climate change. See, this is what is estimated that nearly 250,000 human deaths per year between 2030 and 2050 if we are not taking adequate steps for the climate change. Already in the Kyoto Protocol, they are told that by 2050 it should be carbon neutral. So there should not be any carbon emission. Whatever you are emitting, it should be consumed. It should be recovered or it should be synced. So that is the thing. Every country is working on it. India is also progressing very well. They have done very good achievements in the renewable energy field, as well as green belt development also. The tree plantation also is doing in a good way. One example is heat-related deaths. One report found that heat-related deaths in Australia's major cities could quadruple by 2050. So and also more CO2 means the acidity of the ocean. So more acidic means it is not good for favorable for some of the marine species such as oysters, sea urchins, corals, and others. So this is also a major problem in the ocean. Is a wealth of natural resources. They may also die. So we have to take urgent steps for the climate change, and even the sea level rise. For example, 1 meter rise, 17% of Bangladesh will be drowned. This is the indication by scientists, I think. So we have to take more care to how to remove these global. Then cyclones and floods. Unnaturally, we are getting number of cyclones every year. Tamil Nadu and other states, we are getting number of cyclones and floods. Floods, they devastate like anything. So this because of climate change only, and landslides in the northeastern side. And most of the north side also we find this landslide also. This is because of the unscientific planning and the construction works only. They obstruct the natural drainage, everything. That's why these type of landslides, everything. This is also one of the source Mother Earth is facing. And then ocean pollution, as I already told. Then chemical pollution. See, number of industries we are setting up, nearly 70,000 chemicals are in use every day. So, a 2009 study in the United States found over 200 synthetic chemicals in the umbilical cord of newborns. Pollution caused asthma remains at historically high levels, affecting over 25 million people. So this is so we have to reduce. We have to be more of nature-oriented products, eco-friendly products, rather than chemical products. Is the Mother Earth sick? Yes. Mother Earth is suffering. She's sending out distress signals, or is she trying to eradicate the human cancer that is squandering her bounty and destroying her? Yes, we humans have to are the responsible person creating cancer, the human cancer. We are eating the Mother Earth. The examples are the climate changes may very well occur within a natural cycle, but one thing is certain: we are actively contributing to the global warming. We are perpetuating it. We are excavating it. We are simply making it worse and worse every day. So that's why this is a serious time to urgent steps to be taken to re-establish our sacred bond with the Mother Earth. Prevention is important for three main reasons. First, controlling pollution after it has been produced has only limited potential to achieve, number one. Number two, further improvement is difficult and expensive. Once you set up some projects and then again improve the pollution control, everything, retrofitting, everything is very costly and very tedious, and no space problem, all these things will come. So you have to take preventive measures rather than after end of life treatment. What is the future we want? We recognize that planet Earth and its ecosystem are our home, and that Mother Earth is a common expression in a number of countries and regions. And we note that some countries recognize the rights of a nature as in the context of a promotion of sustainability. They have rights of the nature also. They have rules and regulations. The president of yesterday celebration has told today In 2023, we must come together again in partnership for the planet, just like in the previous economic revolution, everything. Business, industrial revolution, everything. Businessmen, governments, and civil society all are equally responsible for taking action against the climate crisis and lighting the spark to accelerate change towards a green, prosperous, and equitable future. We must join together in our fight for the green revolution and for the health of the future generation. The time is now invest in our planet. So everybody has to invest in the planet. So investing in a green economy is the only path to a healthy, prosperous, and equitable future of the Mother Earth. Human influence is unequally to blame for the warming of the planet, and the sad truth is some form of climate disruption will be felt for centuries to come if we don't take any step now. However, we must collectively push away from the dirty fossil fuel economy and old technologies of centuries past and redirect our attention, creating a 21st century economy that restores the health of our planet, protects our species, and provides opportunities for all. That is what we have to act collectively, push away from the old dirty fossil fuel concept based economy and go for a green economy. Previous economic revolutions, we had the outcome is more greenhouse revolution. Now, today's revolution is saving humanity from the climate crisis as well as building a green economy in each and every country. That is the revolution. Earlier, we had only action needed to improve the economy. So that was a previous revolution. But the current revolution, we ought to see the economy of the country through green ventures as well as save the humanity from the climate crisis. The twofold action you have to take. You have to reduce the greenhouse gas. You have to reduce the global warming, everything. The role of private sector also is not undermined. Businessmen, inventors, investors, financial markets must drive value for their institutions, society through green innovation and practices. Government is giving a lot of strength for improvements, startups, mainly on green. Quickly you are getting funds. Nearly thousands of crores they are allotted. Governments must incentivize their citizens, business, and institutions to create and innovate, advancing the public's interest and creating the framework for an equitable and sustainable global economic system. That government is definitely doing a lot of things. And the individual response, we must push for sustainable solutions across the board as voters and consumers. Even voting, we must support the governments which takes interest in the climate change mitigation and ecological restoration and adaptation. These things we must take a decision while voting. Like the industrial, space, and information revolutions of the past, all sectors of society can and must play major roles in the green revolution. All these revolutions of the past must add to the green revolution. This time with a existential responsibility to get it right. Together, we must invest in our planet. So this is what we should do on the Earth Day. We will help end the plastic pollution and we'll attend the cleanup. We'll vote for the Earth supporting political parties. We'll push for climate literacy. We'll grow trees and we'll support sustainable fashion. That is eco-friendly fashion, not more of synthetics. So these are the 4 R's we are very much interested: reduce, reuse, recycle, and recover. So you go from the bottom to top, the importance goes high. So number one, out of the 4 R's, the thing we must ask without thinking on without thinking of our grandchildren, we must question our daily acts, whether it is required, is it very much required, whether it is pollute. So these questions we must ask each and every action. You must know the CO2 emission in your daily activities, then apply intelligently, making substantial savings of money, time, pollution, waste, and energy. Applying the 4R principle. Now, first you question yourself whether this activity is essential, is it leads to pollution. Then the next you go for this 4R principle. And then an intelligent person resolves a problem, a wise person avoids it. This is what Albert Einstein has given. We want to be intelligent or we want to be wise. That's what we have to take a decision now. So this is the concept of reduce, reuse, recycle, and recover. Do I really need this? This is the question you should ask to reduce the consumption. If that is a yes, is it available in bulk or family pack? We have to ask the next question. reduce over packaging and cost. You can have a bulk rather than single pack and then adding wastage of packaging material and energy and other things. So this is how we must have our lifestyle. We must ask, is this required? Yes, do you really need this? If you say, is it available in bulk or family pack? Like that, we can reduce the over packaging cost. If not, lobby the merchants to make changes in their product. Do I really have similar item that I no longer use, or I think it is out of dated? Someone in my family, a friend can use it, then you reuse it. Even you can give it to, suppose you have a cell phone, you are buying a new phone, you can give it to somebody who is needy rather than buying one more thing for that person. Can I really recycle what I am buying? See, the cell phone I am throwing out. Can I recycle? Yes, you sell it to the recycler, they will collect. Even the gold is available in the printing boards of this cell phone. Can I use what I am buying to produce energy? This is what recover. Whether I can recover the waste material, plastic, can I burn and get energy, or can I get some valuable materials from it? So this is what recover. These are the 4R principles. And the concept is naked, near, natural. That is 3M. Buy products with the least amount of packaging possible. And near, you buy from the local, buy locally, and natural, buy products which are natural, rather than without pesticides or genetically modified products, everything you avoid. And which takes lesser amount of products from the forest and the waters are certainly an excellent choice. Just keep the idea of fair trade in mind so that workers throughout the world will have good working conditions and are well paid. So justified, our buying a product, everything should be justified from the companies. So this is this 3NJ principle you should have. And then ecological footprint, that is how much land is required per person. Around 2.2 hectares per person is required. This is the ecological footprint to get the consumption for him. If every person on the planet lived as North America do, we need 3 years to supply the needs. So, you can calculate the CO2 emissions. And then our duty, every human being is responsible for respecting and living in harmony with Mother Earth. Human beings, all states and all public and private institutions must respect Mother Earth, celebrate each day as Earth Day, follow 4R principle every day, invest more on 4R principle, either conservation of water or conservation of resources or conservation of energy or anything, conserving. This is the duty of every human being. How to invest in our plan? These are very short ways. Individual can do. Say no to single-use plastics, or use carry bags, things, everything you can avoid, or biodegradable plastics you can use. Plant a tree, turn off lights and appliances that are not in use, pick up rubbish when go for a walk, talk to your family and friend about how we can help our environment. Thank you for your passion hearing. If you have any clarification, everything, I will be ready to answer, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your excellent message and excellent about the climate change and other information, and also is really very practical and suggestion.
Yes, sir. So
all these guidelines, I hope for keeping our Mother Earth for our generations to come and survive on this earth. So thank you very much, sir. Anybody would like to have any questions about both the speakers? Because you have covered almost, sir, all the right from I can say from Arctic to Antarctic.
Yes.
I am seeing
anybody go for next? Anybody?
Hello, sir.
Have any questions, please?
Yes, sir. So
hello.
Yes,
sir. We are able to hear you.
I am Hussein, sir.
Yeah, please, sir. Please.
Yes. So I really congratulate both speakers. They have excellently presented. At the outset, I thank Dr. Shashikant. He has done excellent work in temperature gradients. So, the El Nino factor. So that is a cause of, the drought Okay, the monsoonic winds that are due to India, they are being diverted away by a slight increase in the temperature around the Christmas. You see, so I really congratulate Dr. Shashikant sir, and also Dr. Velan sir also. He has presented very nicely. So ecological footprints and the carbon footprint and water footprint at the individual level, at a community level, and at a state level and at country level, you can evaluate and you can create awareness amongst the public. Okay, so that they do the conservation. And also energy conservation mission of Institution of Engineers, they're also contributing a lot. And incidentally, I was also founder member of the energy conservation mission. So thank you very much, sir, for giving me this opportunity.
Sir, do you have any questions?
Anybody else?
Hello?
Hi, my name is Prasad Jalali.
Sir, excuse me, sir. Before that, I have a hand. Konugundla Kondalrao garu. Please raise your concern, sir.
హలో అందరికి నమస్కారం అండి.
నమస్కారం.
నేను కొంచెం లేట్ గా జాయిన్ అయ్యాను, సారీ. బట్ ది టాక్ వాజ్ వెరీ వెరీ ఇన్ఫర్మేటివ్ అండ్ ఎన్లైటనింగ్ and very organized. And the climate change, there were some naysayers, but now the assessment report 6 has established that the climate change is real and is actually happening due to human-induced human interventions. So unless we act, at least now, this is the last. Somebody has said, some great fellow person, this is the last and first generation, or the last generation to do something about climate change. If we don't do now, we are lost forever. So that is the message they have given. So I thank the organizers and the speakers for enlightening us and reminding us our responsibility towards our planet. And this year's theme is that's investing for the climate change, investing in the planet. Particularly, it is addressed not only to the businesses, but towards the other householders and other business people or commercials, everybody for that matter, not only to the business people. So in our Telangana State Center also, the Energy Conservation Mission and the Institution of Engineers is also doing excellent work towards furthering the efforts towards addressing the climate change through the energy conservation and improvement, efficiency improvement activities. I congratulate the Institution of Engineers and the Energy Conservation Mission for the excellent work they are doing. Thank you very much.
Sir, I have seen Dr. A.S. and Raju sir raising his hand during the conversation. Sir, is there anything to express, sir?
No, I think so. We have a great talk by both the others, sir. So everybody knows about all the precautions and all those things, but only are ignoring. So be sensitive of every individual is in need of the other. Only thank you very much.
Okay, sir. Prasad garu would like to express something. Can you please?
Thank you so much, Andy. This is a wonderful meeting, actually, very high informative thing, very timely. My name is Prasad Jaladi and I'm from Austin, Texas. I'm also a steering committee member of Texas Sustainable Business Network. Currently, I'm in Hyderabad and I'm trying to build partnership between both the ponds. So, from the partnerships from both sides of the ponds. I'm also a mentor at institutions like T-Hub, etc., on the environmental side of it, including in US. So I'm working in this intersection for almost 5 years, and we train people. And my main mission is to understand how we can collaborate together. These are all good, great points, but how do we collectively work together? Shall we end this conversation after this meeting, or how we can collectively work together to bring a momentum nationwide, maybe worldwide? So I am involved in all those things, including in Earth Day, etc., the original Earth Day programs, etc. So I would like to learn how we can quickly connect and start working on these issues. We have some solutions also. I put my contact, India number and also email address. Please guide me on connecting. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. It's can I speak, sir?
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm Shashikant, sir. Very nice to meet Prasad Jaladi, sir. Very nice that I'm meeting with actually a person who's working in these fields at US, and probably your expertise will definitely help us in taking to a next level. So what we can, probably with the help of Institute of Engineers as the principal body, and probably we can collaborate some sort of projects so that we can help together, sir. I want to inform that Government of India, DST, Department of Science and Technology, has given me 1 crore project on climate change mitigation. So recently I got 1 crore project from them. So I'll be using CIVIP 6 data for modeling temperature and precipitation, and including how does rainfall and runoff would be in 2 top basins in India. Like Godavari, I'm going to study how does in future which part of Godavari would be having more stream flow or runoff, and similarly Narmada River also. These 2 river basins, Government of India given me a task of studying complete picture about temperature, rainfall, and sort of stream flow in these 2 major reservoirs. So we want to come out with some sort of sustainability, like what do you call that, security of water in under changing climate. So that's the topic I'm going to work on. Security of water in changing climate. That's a very interesting talk. So I've just started. So in fact, I'll be starting in a couple of months. So I'll definitely contact you, sir, if I need your help. Probably I want to work on a very novel ideas if I get from you, so that once we get some credible results, probably we can inform to Government of India, especially Ministry of Water and Environment, probably some sort of sustainable actions on that. Thank you, sir. Thanks for the opportunity.
So, sir, just I will share my email. You can share your email ID, then we can interact.
Yes,
what sort of things you have and how we can contribute for betterment of some solutions or strategy farming or some eco-friendly products. These things we will be able to find out. If we can share, if you could share your email ID and your capabilities, everything, then we can think of.
Prasad at suraksha.us idega, sir. I mean to say.
అవునండి.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Got it.
మొబైల్ ది కూడా పబ్లిక్ ఇండియా నెంబరు
ఉంది సార్. Thank you.
We'll take it from Chairman Telangana State Center.
Sure, sir.
Share with them, and we can use the podium of TSC Center.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
That is fine, sir. You send to me. I will.
Yeah. I will. Yeah, please to me. Pass on to me.
Thanks for the
Thank you
opportunity,
very much.
sir.
Thank you.
Our engineer Prashant, I request you to kindly propose vote of thanks.
Okay, sir. It's my profound privilege to present vote of thanks on the World Earth Day. Respected chief guest and speaker, Dr. M. Velan, adjunct faculty professor, Indian Institute of Information Technology, Design and Manufacturing, Chennai, and respected invited speaker, Dr. Kulkarni Shashikant, professor, Department of Civil Engineering, University College of Engineering, Osmania University, Hyderabad, Engineering, B. Brahma Reddy, FIE, Chairman, IEI, TSC, past Chairman, Council members, past Honorary Secretaries, members of Telangana State Center Committee, IEI, distinguished guests, representatives of media, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Telangana State Center and of IEI, and on my own behalf, I convey my sincere and profound thanks to Dr. M. Velan, adjunct faculty professor, IIT Design Manufacture, Chennai, addressing the gathering as chief guest and delivered lecture on Invest in Your Planet. On behalf of Telangana State Center of IEI and on my own behalf, I convey our sincere and profound thanks to Dr. Kulkarni Shashikant, Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, University College of Engineering, Osmania University, Hyderabad, addressed the gathering as invited speaker and delivered the lecture on Invest in Your Planet. I also thank dignitaries, past presidents of IEI, past chairman of IEI TSC, past honorary secretaries of IEI TSC, council members, committee members, corporate members, and other who made it convenient to attend this event. I also thank the representatives who all attended. Thanks to everyone. All are requested to raise for national anthem. Thank you, one and all.
Ratnam, play it.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Take leave.